ain't got no fabric to it. Yay takes the thoughts with dice straight through it. It's all about rumors and people feuding. If we're not uplifting, then what we doing? Yeah, they love the culture, yet they trying to wreck it. But are we ready to go hard to protect it? If we don't stand firm, then we're sure to fall. Are you ready to fight the stain and accept the call? Or it's all about dealerships and the mall? Now I'm ready to go for broke like Apostle Paul. I'm charged with the task to keep it real. Moving straight forward, not about to yield. Tackling every subject, yeah, you know the drill. R.I.P. Guru, I bring that mass appeal. Our ancestors stood tall despite abuse. We got all the tools, so what's our excuse? It's time to show a face and take off the mask. It's something every yay, it's the podcast. 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 What it do, what it do, what it do. Welcome to another episode 35 of It's Something Every Year, the podcast. I am your host, Danye Jones. We have another great show tonight. Great day to be alive. Great day to be alive. It's good to be seen rather than viewed. So yeah, we got a great show tonight, but as always, those who have been following me, y'all know the routine. Need everybody to go to YouTube, Danye F. Jones. It's the key to put the F in there. Danye F. Jones, you will see It's Something Every Day, the podcast. I need you to like, subscribe, share, comment. I love the comments too. I will try to respond to every comment, even if it's one of a negative descent. I would definitely do it. So subscribe, like, comment, and all those things. I love the banter, the back and forth. It's all good. Another thing, ladies, it is springtime. It is springtime. And it's time to start getting the gear. We're getting our bodies ready, our summer bodies ready. But what better to get some new clothes? Get new clothes. So what I want y'all to do is go to Love Jones Legacy. Now, Love Jones, let me explain what Love Jones Legacy is. It is a spot where you can get some gear. When I mean gear, I mean nice gear too. And they have dresses, skirts, blouses, pantsuits, jewelry, shoes of all sizes. We got plus size, petite sizes, bed sheets, socks, you name it. If it can go in your body, gowns, muumuus, dusters for the old and the young. All that is there. So definitely check it out at the Parsimonio Mall. I'm going to put the little moniker down there now on the ticker. It's www.theparsimonia.com/lovejones. It's a virtual mall. It's a virtual mall, y'all, which means there are other stores in there that you can just shop around and get some nice things, but definitely shop at Love Jones Legacy for sure. Awesome stuff in there. And here she is here, where it has, her motto is, you could pay more, but why should you? You could have paid more, but why should you? I mean, some of the items, they have, and it's almost a thrifting site, but it's brand new items, never been worn items. Some pre-loved. Somebody, sometimes people wear one thing, then take it back. I mean, great stuff. So definitely check that out. Also, I want y'all to check out my boy, Kevin Marshall, for More Than a Coach podcast. He's on all major platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple. He's on everything. He also have a Saturday Soul Groove thing. He playing good music, playing good tunes. Definitely check him out. I always tell him I'm hating on his title of his show, More Than a Coach, because I'm a coach too. And as coaches, you all know we are more than coaches. We do a lot of different things. So I love his title. Great show, great interviews, great insight. And also him and his lovely wife, Joya, they have a show, the Mr. and Mrs. Marshall podcast on Sunday nights, live on YouTube. This is a great show about love, life, and relationships. They would tell you quickly. They are not marriage counselors. They're not certified. They just share what works for them because they're a couple trying to fight for their marriage. Great show Sunday night. Real fun. Check them out. Definitely check them out. These are my people here for sure. Check them out. And also my young boy, Tawan Hamilton Jr. of the Game Changers podcast. He has well over 100 episodes. I had him on one of my shows in studio. He was my second in studio guest. Definitely check him out. He's on all the major platforms as well. When you go to Game Changers podcast, make sure you put the Z after Changers. Don't put the S because you won't get him. Game Changers podcast. Okay, so we're going to bring my guest in a minute, but it's something I wanted to share. At this point, I'm sure everyone have seen it, but you know how I am. Even though people have already talked about something, I like to give my take on things. Let me show it.
Relay, a high school runner hit another runner in the head with a baton during a track meet.
ABC's Janae Norman has the story.
Junior Kaylin Tucker was running the second leg of the 4x200 relay in the Virginia State High School League Championships when the shocking incident happened.
That's when she hit me with the baton.
Watch again as you see the two sprinters running side by side as they round the corner with Kaylin on the outside, Kaylin's mother cheering her on. Just as Kaylin is passing the other runner, the athlete swings her baton, striking Kaylin.
I just felt a bang on my head and then I fell off the track immediately.
Kaylin dropping her baton and reaching for her head.
The whole Coliseum pretty much gasped. I just jumped up out of the bleachers immediately and ran to her on the main floor.
The 16-year-old was later diagnosed with a concussion. The family says neither the athlete who struck Kaylin nor the other team's coaches checked on Kaylin or reached out afterwards.
To see that they kept running and she not stop and check on my daughter, that was the part I was like, it couldn't have been an accident.
The other runner, who attends IC Norcom High School, has not been named. Kaylin's parents say Norcom's athletic director and the girl's father apologized in a phone call, but they're still waiting for the opposing athlete and her coaches to reach out.
We definitely want the coaches and a personal apology from the actual athlete as well, because it's only right.
The Virginia High School League saying in a statement, "We thoroughly review every instance like this," adding, "The VHSL membership has always made it a priority to provide student athletes with a safe environment for competition."
Wow. I have never seen anything like that before, ever. I had to look at it several times to make sure it wasn't an accident. But here's the thing. Even if it was an accident, she would have stopped and went back to check if this girl was all right. Those batons are hard. And for her to continue to run and the girl or the coach have not reached out to them speaks volumes. Good that the girl, the defender's dad reached out. But the coaches, as coaches, we have obligations because even though we have our own kids, we coach kids. So we have an obligation to look out for the other kids that we're competing against. And for that coach of the girl who did it to not have reached out is crazy to me. As they say, that's crazy work. So, because I've had instances not like that to where maybe a player did something to my kid or my kid may have did or said something. That's what coaches do. We reach out and say, hey, man, we ain't on that. We recommend our student, our child, our player, whatever. That's how we got to do things because that is incredible. And I'm hearing now the young lady who is the defender, she's saying, what about me? She's getting dragged, on social media, they're saying. Now, obviously, the news didn't give her a name because she's still a minor, but this girl now is almost like I'm the victim now because everybody dragged. I mean, come on now. And I'm not here to drag the young lady because I think the young lady, because I've never seen that. So there might be some other issues going on for her to react like that. So I just hope the young lady get whatever help she needs. And I hope they do eventually reach out to the young lady and her parents because you still want some type of closure. Now, here's the flip side of that. You can tell the girls come from a very nice family. And y'all all know a lot of times when we have family members that compete in sports or have they or they do plays or whatever, people come support. People come support. Some families would have came out on that track. You know what I'm saying? Some would have came on that track and did something to that girl. Seriously. I'm glad that didn't happen, and I'm not advocating, but y'all know some people. They went out there. Now I'm gonna tell you something, me, myself, personally, as we say. If that was my daughter, I definitely went to check on her, and I would have went directly to the coach. Wouldn't have did nothing to the girl. I would have said, man, dude, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? That's what I would have done, me. But I'm saying that's how I look at it. Hopefully, the girl and her coaches do the right thing, reach out. Actually, you know how we in a Sioux society now? I would be surprised if they try to charge her. I mean, the family. Because like I said, the fact that they haven't done that is great. But hey, hope they don't do that. Okay, I'm gonna bring in my guest now. I'm definitely gonna do that right now. This is a brother I've been known for a while. So let's get this thing started. Let me bring him in. This is my brother here, Terrance Myles. How you doing, Terrance?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Mr. Jones?
All right. You see how formal we did that? I don't even call him Terrance. I call him Potts for Potsy, or what as the world knows, and what you're going to learn today is my man, DJ Tools. DJ Tools. We're going to talk about him and why he is here. Now, first of all, like I said, he is a DJ. But we're going to start, like I said, from the beginning, from the genesis. Now, when did you start DJing, my brother?
Probably in 97, I believe, 97, 98.
97. Okay, that's interesting. For one, I never knew you DJ'd at all, but that's interesting because a lot of DJs that I know, they started earlier than that. So what started you DJing?
Well, I always loved music, and my family, big family gatherings, they played all their old school music, and I sat there and listened to it, And it was so funny as the process began on come up to current. When I started doing GFL, my brother reminded me, Trent, he said, remember when you was like 11, 12 years old, you used to make that, now I'm getting ready to date myself. I used to make the 8-track,
Yes,
8-track for my family to go down south on. They all come over, my uncles and aunties, to ask me to make the music. So
wait, hold on. I don't care about date. Hey, man, hey, it's a blessing to get our age. Wait a minute.
Amen.
You said you used to make an 8-track. Explain it to me. I don't understand.
In 8-tracks back in the day, before your day, you could record just like a cassette. So I will record music for them to go down south to want to listen to their music. So they'll come to me and make 8-tracks.
You know what? Let me tell you something. I know about 8-tracks because, like I said, we had one. We used to skate to them in the basement.
Oh, all right.
My favorite was the Silvers. I love the Silvers. Very underrated group. See, I never knew you could dub. I never knew that though.
Yeah, and so that's where really DJ Tools probably originated from. I had a love of music from my family. Family gatherings, but you don't recognize your gift until it's revealed to you.
Absolutely. Okay, so coming up, what type of music like the struck a chord with you, like artists or genres of music?
Like I said, I grew up around my aunts and older cousins, so it was like the OJs and Manhattans, the groups. I find substance in the lyrics.
Yes.
The beat is okay, but the lyrics is what grabbed me. And back in the day, the lyrics meant a little more than we do today. And that grabbed me. And some of the songs that I can go through in my head, they can really relate. I can relate to some of the things that I've been through in my life. I can't not really do that with the music out there now, not knocking music, but it just
Absolutely.
doesn't relate to me, you know.
Yeah, and we're gonna touch on that too. That's I feel you. Lyrics, and I even said that about hip hop. A lot of times, if the beat was right, I'm caught up in lyrics.
Right,
And if
right.
the beat not, hey, great. You know what I'm saying? But now, whereas now, it's funny, I was talking to this young cat. There are some young hip hop artists I like, but I'll say this generation of producers, they beats are so nice, but the lyrical content ain't necessarily there. That's why I thank God for Kendrick. And I'm glad Kendrick is getting his due now, because prior to his beef with Drake, these people weren't even feeling Kendrick because they couldn't understand it.
Right.
So his lyrical, J. Cole and stuff of that nature. But
But
okay, you lyrics, they talk about love.
And not to interrupt, but it seemed like
go ahead.
Lyrics meant so much back in the day, not so
Yes.
much now. Not so much.
Yeah.
Beats. I would play or listen to some songs or play on my show some songs that people might not ever heard of, but after they listen to the lyrics, they get it. That's what that's what brings you in.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. Yes. That I was watching a live show with Frankie Beverly and Mays, and just how the crowd, of course they knew the song, but they were engaged in what he was actually saying. Of course, the music was great, but the words of what he was saying, it was like the real feel good thing, and that's exactly why I have him here. Now, look, I know a lot of DJs, but you're the first and probably the only DJ I would have on, because I think what happened is amazing. Now, 2020. Everybody knows 2020. Well, let's just take a quick look at 2020.
Everyday life. Residents are being asked to stay home. Non-essential businesses are closed. Churches are almost empty. Beaches are shut down and grocery stores are operating at 50% capacity. This is life in the New York, New Jersey region in the midst of the worldwide COVID-19 pandemic, and how people are responding varies.
The majority of the public will respond with panic. And that's what we see, types of behaviors like hoarding toilet paper and buying too many supplies, especially foods that will go bad.
So y'all remember that time we were all on lockdown. We were, as they say, sheltered in place. It was a lot of uncertainty. We knew people who had passed from this disease. So we didn't know what was up. We just knew people were dying and it was spreading. So we were on lockdown. We were on lockdown outside of stores, grocery stores, hardware stores, some people liquor stores. It wasn't too many places where people were going or were allowed to go. So during this time, people, well, I'm going to let it bring it in. Okay. What was your mindset going on during this time period?
Well, actually, I was just like everyone else. I'll tell you a story. Me and my wife used to FaceTime people because it felt like we went out visiting, because we were just, we were restrained in our home, and it was like it was nothing to do after a certain, while. So when the lockdown occurred, it was, it started getting to us, and so. The thing that how the GFL started, my show started, was that it started because of COVID, because my brother, he contracted the virus, and back then when it first came out, you only heard of people dying. You never heard of anyone surviving. So he had never seen me DJ live, ever. And I always was never want to be the person in front. I always wanted to be in the back. In everything I did, I thought I was more, I thought I could do more things behind the scenes. So he had asked me, he's going back and forth to the hospital. And honestly, I thought he may pass. So he asked me to DJ online. And I invited probably about 10, 11, 12 of my family members. And we did it. And so many people came on. Then they asked me to do it again, and I did it again. So my intent was only to do it that one time. And 5 years later, look at us now.
Wow. Okay. Let me get y'all up to speed now, because he said the GFL. We gonna get to that. The GFL was an acronym for the Grown Folks Lounge. I'm gonna tell you two things I pinpoint without remembering in terms of what I was doing during the pandemic. That's when Jordan dropped the Last Dance. That was big because you had to watch something every Sunday. Last Dance, a Jordan thing with documentary, which was great. But what you were doing on Facebook Live, playing music, he said the GFL, it stands for the Grown Folks Lounge. Now, like, that's interesting what you said in terms of how y'all used to FaceTime, because it seemed like he was visiting people.
Correct.
Let me tell you, people, when I got on Facebook Live, saw him just playing music and going through the comments, it was almost like we were in a virtual club.
Exactly.
I mean, we had security. Early on, Jack was security, and when Jack would be late, they said security here. T. Reed, Act the Fool, Ricky Beach, and whatnot. But we was all vibing with each other, and we literally, I kind of liken it to, I remember in Life when Eddie Murphy was talking about the boom boom room and all the prisoners. It was like, hey, what am I doing? They was in their world because their world was a prison camp. And we always, even though we would listen and watch the music, it was like we were in a club listening to music. And because like you said, people were dying, and we were all finding ways to just maintain day to day. And that camaraderie of family really was growing organically. Organically. So my question is, when you saw it started to grow, what was you like, wait a minute, what is this?
Yeah, right, because I didn't fully understand, what we were going through. We were adapting, because human nature, we're going to adapt. You move to Alaska, sooner or later you're going to adapt. So we started adapting with our imaginations, and it did feel like we was in the crowd. So I seen each and every one of you guys while I'm playing the music, and the jokes and the things that were going on. I actually seen it. So that was my escape from COVID. It really was. So, still, as I reflect back now, man, God is awesome. As I reflect back and I think about it, man, that was something else, just to see how we changed as a people. I went from being frustrated to looking forward to Monday and Thursdays to be with my family.
Absolutely.
And it was awesome. It's still awesome, but it was really awesome, man. It really was awesome.
Okay, now let me ask you this. Now, how did the name of the Grown Folks Lounge come about?
See, I was scared of this question because a few people say they were responsible. So
okay,
I'm not going to name any names, but someone said, because we named it the Grown Folks, it was Grown Folks Music. So we want to mature music, like we said earlier, songs with lyrics that meant something to people. It took us from where we were at that present time to what we can remember that was beautiful, and riding down the strip. If you're not from Saginaw, that's East Genesee. Yeah. And those things, and being up at Ojibwe while we were in the house. I'm in my basement. I can see these things, like I can reach out and touch it. Yeah. So someone said this is like a lounge. So we was already grown folks. They said, let's make it a Grown Folks Lounge. And I went with it. Like I said, they still debating on who really can take it, but I can't.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but that's
and this is another thing. Like I said, people were dealing with the COVID situation, either themselves or their family members. Then come around because you kicked us off pretty much when it started in March. The pandemic really kicked off in terms of the lockdown.
Correct.
Then May.
The same scenes, decades apart. Protests, fury, anger, hurt spilling out across America and around the world. The cause, racism, police brutality, inequality. George Floyd was a 46-year-old father who was stopped by police in Minneapolis on the 25th of May, suspected of using fake money to pay for cigarettes. A white police officer was seen kneeling on Mr. Floyd's neck as he was pinned to the ground.
I don't want to go too much more than that. It's still getting me upset when I hear that. So now we're dealing with coronavirus. Now this tragedy hits. So my question is, with this tragedy, all the civil unrest with the riots, did it inspire you at all to continue on with this music? Because you felt it was therapy for not only for yourself, but for the masses.
That's the word, therapy. And yes, I did. I did want to go even go stronger, because as each day that went on, or each week that went on, that we all gathered together, I was realizing what this, the glue of it was the music, and it was bringing us together. So, I knew for myself, I might not have the greatest day, but when I got on there and turned on the show, something came from the music that made me feel better. And at that time, we all needed to feel better because of what was going on in this country. So that was another way that that the family just came together, because we came together over a lot of things, a lot of tragedies and things that are going on in personal lives and stuff. And that's why we are a family still today.
Right. That's and I think it was, like I said, everything was organic. It wasn't nothing that was planned out.
Amen.
And it was really crazy to see, even in our city, all the different people from different high schools, areas, how it was an automatic clean back in the ground. It was all these rivalries. But at this point, we all knew that's stupid. We're all family. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
And I thought that was, and I do think that wasn't a coincidence. I think that was God's providence. I think He really placed all these things in order for all things work together. So I thought that was awesome. Now, now the GFL is booming. So people, hey man, when you coming on, I remember some nights I would see that thing. I won't be on a night I'm ill with. I'm like, man, because a lot of times, even if I'm not visually typing on it, I'll be playing instead of playing Pandora song while I'm cooking. I'm gonna listen to you while I'm doing it. So my question is, because like with anything positive, it's always some other stuff. So did you ever get discouraged or tired or catch flack from anybody who was looked at some potential haters?
So you want to have a six-part show, right? That's what you want to do. Of course, this thing transitioned to fun, playing music. And then when I realized it was a ministry, things really changed. And that's when the test came. Because once you commit to a ministry, when you commit to when you commit, it was times I didn't want to do that. I don't like being in front of people. I'll give you an example. When we first came on, it'd be 100-something people on it, watching it at one time.
Right.
But I couldn't see that on my screen. I couldn't see it till I got off, because God knows who I am, who He created. That might have discouraged me and didn't make, would have discouraged me and I probably would have wanted to get off. But it's days still today. But I know it's a ministry. And when it's a ministry, you have a different commitment and a different mindset. So, man, I'm discouraged. Things come all the time. Man, like I said, I don't even want to go into certain things, because I don't want to glorify, not what I don't want to glorify, things. Of course, anytime you're doing right, things don't come your way. But the thing is, what is your mindset? Is you in it for you, or is you in it for the greater good, and you following the vision that's been laid out for you?
You know what? I remember I told when you had talked one time I said, dude, and that's what you said. I said, dude, what you're doing is ministry. You
Yeah.
remember I
Yeah.
said that it is what it is, and people really get that sometimes misconstrued. Obviously, we know ministry is directly religious, but great definition I even saw is that the act of serving or carrying out a specific functional role with the religious, spiritual, or humanitarian context. What you were doing, because everyone, when you own that show, you know people on there and watching have a relationship with God. You don't have to be sitting there quoting scripture because it's the love, and of course, it's like real love, real agape love, like love God has for us. And it was shown through that. And because just the general love. So I've always felt what you was doing was a ministry. Like everybody's gift is not the same.
Right.
You know, God give us all certain things. It's the matter what are we going to do with it. So I'm just glad you stayed with it, because I know things get weary. Because like what is it? Galatians 6:9. Let us not be weary in well doing, because in the due season we shall reap if we faint not. So it's gonna be them days, and I'm glad that you have stayed with it. Now, what was crazy? Let me tell y'all something. Now again, he know now he got a family of folks that he's ministering to with his music. Now, how did he start a GFL picnic event? Now, how did that come about?
Well, that came about in the first year when we came out. It was right when COVID was the country's getting back to normal, and you know, one thing that I didn't explain, that this thing, we were picking up people from California, Texas, Georgia, everywhere. Some with some ties from our hometown, Saginaw, Michigan, some not. They just stumbled on, or someone invited them on. So one night I was doing a show and people were saying, you know, we should have a picnic to meet. We should have a picnic to meet. I said, okay, you know, that sounds like that sounds like a thing to do. So I said, okay, we're gonna get together. And I remember the date was May 19th. And I said that we're gonna do that. People came when we first went to look at the area, because it was my cousin's home. She has a lot of property. But what happened was they were asking me how many people I thought was gonna show up. I said about 75. We didn't broadcast it, but I was not aware of how many people watched the show until that Saturday when all them people showed up. I went home to change, and we came back. No, I was coming back, and I came back down the street. I think it was Tower Line in Bridgeport. And as soon as I turned down the street, it was cars lined up, and I was like, "Oh Jesus! I hope this is not where I'm going." But see, the thing is, as I did this piece by piece, step by step, God was letting me see certain things that He didn't show me at first.
Yeah.
I didn't see the outreach. I didn't see how many people were touching. It was just that everything happened in its right season for it to still be going on for 5 years. So it was, that's how the first one started. And then people were saying, where were you guys at? That you guys got to have a private club. It's never been private. It was just that I want to make sure that some of the people that listen to the show was reaching out to me, telling me they're going to come, but they never been to a bar or go out anywhere. So I felt obligated, and still feel obligated, to make sure there's a safe environment where only grown folks are welcome. And I can throw that by the music you play. So so that's basically how the first one started, and it's been growing ever since.
Yeah, I was able to. I was able to come to the last one.
Yeah,
and ironically, it was like you guys family reunion same time. Right. So of course, when I got there, Sonny was like, "Hey, come on, hey, family, come on." We went up to 10. Actually, it was crazy. This was our anniversary weekend.
I remember you told me.
Me and my wife. So we came down there, man, and I thought, it was so awesome. And I said, my wife can get a good one. That's me and you on the stage hugging there.
Yeah.
it was love.
Wow.
But let me ask you this, bro. When you first saw this, to see again, this was nothing you even thought. To see your work, to see your brand, to see what you've created, not looking to create something, just being a good brother. When you see your thing on a billboard like that, first thing, so what was that feeling like?
Honestly, it was thank you, Jesus. It was because on taste that was gifted to me. That was gifted to me. You know, that was unexpected when I seen that. Yeah, that is, man. All I can say is God is good, and that was gifted to us, the GFL. Excuse me, and it was mind blowing. It was mind blowing because I didn't even imagine that.
Wow.
And then someone called me and said, "Hey, you're gonna be on the billboard." I said, "Excuse me." Right, and that's what it was. Yeah,
wow.
So amazing.
Yeah, and I think it's awesome because, like I said, you know, in our city, like I said, you know, I've been in Chicago longer than I've even been in Saginaw, but I'm always repping and claim Saginaw always. And I know our city had going through some trying times in terms of, you know, plants closing, people losing jobs, our young folks not having opportunities of things to do as we did, and the violence had like ramped. So this was a good positive thing, and the city of Saginaw recognized the impact you was making, and the Saginaw NAACP Community Impact Award was awarded to you. Now, when you get the call or contacted, was it kind of the same feeling with the billboard, or like what's up?
Yes, you know, I actually when I first heard that they were even considering me, and by the way, it was two other Impact Award winners also. It was Prom for the City. I forgot the young lady name, and Chuck Lawrence with a football team. So you know, they created that for us. But I was actually doing a community thing for Terry Reid at the time. They were doing his a customer appreciation at Community Auto. A lot of people come for that, and he give away food, and the kids get free haircuts because about right going to school. So someone in passing said, you know, they mentioned to my wife that we are up for NAACP. Award, and I was like, okay, it went over my head because I just thought we was considered. And I remember I was coming back from Flint when I received a call, and I almost had to pull over because it's just to see what God would do.
Yeah.
All you have to do is be obedient in what his plan is. And you got to stay step by step. And that meant making some hard choices at sometimes.
Right.
Because one thing that I realized that if we go back to COVID, it was dozens of DJs out everywhere. And I'm still here. Yeah. I never was blocked for 30 and 60 days like everybody was doing. You know, people thought I had a secret. No, I had favor, because I was doing the work that I was supposed to do. And then my thing was, it was never me. Even to this day, before I go play music, I pray.
Yeah.
Because that's the gift he bestowed on me. And I'm representing him in my gift. So some things I couldn't allow on the show. Some things, I took a lot of flack for it. Right. But I'm sure you don't compromise on the word.
Right, absolutely. And I just thought this was awesome, man. I mean, just absolutely awesome. And of course, your help meet there right there. Not only had to be a very, very, very proud moment for you all.
Wow.
And so tell me, how have the missus been in this journey?
Honestly, she's been amazing, and I joke with her a lot because they always say, thank you, DJ Twos and Mrs. Twos. I say, what's she doing? She's not playing a song. She's not on the mic. What is she doing? But and it takes them, even on the show, they said she allowed you to come on here and give yourself to us and share myself with them, and it's really helpful when you know what you're supposed to do and somebody supports you in doing that. So
Yes.
I wouldn't be where I'm at without her.
Yes, absolutely, man. That's awesome, man. And I just think it's important. And you hear this saying all the time: give people their flowers while they can smell them. That is a real thing, because we're only here for a little while.
That's true.
And we all have lost people. You know what I'm saying? And we don't know how long we have. It's about what you do while you are here.
Amen.
I mean, and my brother, my pastor now, he would always say, we are going to have a legacy, all of us.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is, are you going to have a legacy that people want to remember, or one that they want to forget?
Right.
So that's why we got to do what we can to do what we can while we can with what we have. I think it's also not, like I said, because let's go and call it is. GFL is actually an actual brand. Go ahead.
Can I take a break for 1 second?
Yeah, go ahead. Do your thing.
One second.
Yeah, I'm doing, man. Look at it, man. My man here, he has made GFL into an actual brand. An actual brand. I'm gonna show the couple stuff he got, because I love this again because of its organic nature. It wasn't nothing planned out to do. It just naturally happened that way. Well, I didn't say it just happened. It was a plan through God, and I know some people may even give me swag, say that's not ministry. Man, look. See, I don't put God in no box. You know what I'm saying? I don't put him in no box. God do this, and God worked through people in different ways. See, I don't think God talked to me like my son. I don't think he don't talk to me that way. When I'm acting crazy, I think God say, Ninja, have you lost your mind? I really, really do. And he called me out on so many things. So to see where this have come, I've witnessed this. And everyone who's part of the GFL family knows everything we say and is true. Okay, my brother's back. So like I said, GFL is officially a actual brand. It's an actual brand. He got his shirts and joint out. Man, I got to get a blue and a black. I got the I got the red joint. I got to give me with a blue and black one there. You know what I'm saying? Wrong both out. So now, I also love your show because it's all about positivity. Because you promote, because like you said, it's not about you. You promote other people events.
Correct.
You promote people businesses.
Correct.
You promote people causes. When I was doing the St. Jude 5,000, 3,000 push-ups in the month of May, you highlighted me, dude, and I went way over. People donated live from your show. Because people say, I'm going to do this. I was sending him videos of me doing them, and he was like, man, he actually doing them. People was donating. Wow. Again, you didn't have to do that, man. And it just shows that it was no vainglory. You was not trying to do nothing that was about DJ 2. This is about us. This is about the family. So why do you feel the need to uplift and promote other people?
Well, first, let me apologize. I have a bad hip. I had to go get my pillow. But
man, you ain't gotta apologize that, brother.
Okay, one thing about it, is that I really believe that when you are granted a platform, it is your responsibility to help everyone get up on that platform. If God put it in your spirit that it is a positive thing, you help uplift. That's what it's all about, uplifting each other. If we keep doing something, if I do my part, you do your part, this person do their part and that part, things will get better. You know, we don't have to think that things won't get better. We can be the example of it getting better. And that's what I believe in. So, you know, if it's positive and you bring it to me, I'm going to blast it. I'm going to blast it out there because that's my responsibility.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let me ask you this. How how do you see, what is the state, and we talked about it early on, what is the state of music in your opinion right now?
My honest opinion, most of it is trash. That's just an opinion.
Right.
You know, it was probably from where I came from. You know, I love lyrics, and don't get me wrong. There's some nice lyrics out there, and there's some some things they do. It's amazing. You know, some things I listen to, and I'll be like, wow, that's amazing, but I still won't get into it like that. But what I mean, lyrics, it has to touch my heart or my mind or make me think. All of them, all lyrics out there are not positive, even old school stuff. But it's still, you understand and you can put yourself in that place at that time or sometime in your life. And I can relate to that. I can't relate to the music that's out there now because I haven't experienced that or some of those things. And to be honest, I don't want to.
Right.
I thank God with the I grew up when I grew up because I don't know if I would have been listening to this music now. That's just my opinion. Some people love it. I don't judge that.
No, you're right.
I
Right.
don't judge that.
Yeah, I feel that way a lot. It's some stuff I like. I still listen to a lot of old school, but it's like I said, there are some artists I do like now. But like you said, because I remember, that's why I love a lot of genres of music.
Right.
I met this one white guy. He was tripping that I knew a lot of some Caucasian songs. I said, let me tell you something. If you was bad, white boy, black folks know who you are.
Yeah.
Whether you be Bee Gees and Doobie Brothers, Hall and Oates, you know, you know what I'm saying? So it was just during that time. That's why I like blues now, because my mama listened to blues. I like old school because my brother's, he's 10 years older than me. So I remember I used to talk about the A tracks. When I was real young, my mother and father, sometimes they would have house parties. Of course, we couldn't go down the basement. And me and my sister, I would have my ear to the floor, listen to the bass beat. And the next day, I could eat the chips, the French onion them chips that I was leftovers. But it was the music. So like I said, I love hip hop, love R&B, love, like what I call my white soul. I love all type of music. And like you said, the music is truly a universal language.
Yes.
It's truly universal language. So I think that's awesome. I know you're going to always do the GFL. Any upcoming events or anything you're going to be a part of coming up?
Well, we have some things in motion, but we haven't confirmed anything. But the next GFL is scheduled for July 19th. The GFL party out at Buena Vista at the Buena Vista Community Center, and that's what we're planning on now. But in between that, I think we're going to do one cabaret. We people are asking us to do more. I was just doing the one thing a year other than DJing at other people events. But I think we're going to start branching out a little more. I don't know when this is going to come in, but I'm going to keep doing what I can do because it's on the show. It is some real people that really depend on the show. Really, yes. It really is. And that's, some days I don't be feeling like I be tired. I go down there and then I turn on DJ Twos. When that screen come on, DJ Twos come on, because I know that's my that's a mission that I'm on, is to keep doing what we're doing.
That's how I be looking, y'all. So, and I love that, like you have here, like the throwback Thursdays. Now, when you say throwback, what type of music you be doing on Throwback Thursdays?
When I say Throwback Thursday, I'm doing things like from mid '80s backward, but usually it's been the '70s, early '80s, and that's the Manhattans, OJs, the Emotions. If you like that kind of music, tune in on Thursdays, and that's what I'm doing on Thursday night, and we call that Throwback Thursday.
Okay, and on Mondays, what is the type of music you do on Mondays?
we try to vibe it out on Monday. It's called Monday Night Vibes. We go mid 80 the other direction, going to current, and we try. Yeah, sometimes we catch a neo soul vibe. Last night, we did some tributes to Angie Stone, Dwayne Wiggins, but it's Tony, Angie Stone, Johnny Gill, New Edition, that kind of vibe. It depends on, music leads the way.
Right.
One song will give birth to another song. So you really don't know the direction that the night is going to go until you really get out there. Unless specifically I say we're going to do a neo soul night, something like that.
Yeah, it's straight vibe.
Yeah.
So he's on Mondays and Thursdays, 8:15 to 10:15 Eastern time.
Correct.
And you can follow him on Facebook, Terrance Myles. You see how his name is spelled on the screen on his Facebook page, or the GFL Lounge page. Now, is it called the GFL? Is it the Grown Folks Lounge page? You spell the whole word out?
Yeah, but what because it was similar to that, we had to go GFL Lounge. You would see that. A lot of people don't.
Okay.
I recognize that earlier, but we had to do that just to have another business.
So the GFL Lounge, like I said, if you just read the comments, you see the love is in comments. Like I said, if you cleaning or cooking and on this plate, it's gonna be some constant move. You ain't got to push no fast forward or rewind. It's like it's a constant flow of music. Well, man, that's awesome. Man, listen, man. You know how I feel about you, bro, man. I think what you're doing, people are being blessed by it. I know I've been blessed by it. And it's ironic how it happened during a time where we needed something to hold on to with all the madness going on, man. And I don't take it lightly that because you didn't have to come on. I don't take for granted for anyone who want to sit down and talk to me, because you don't have to do it. You didn't have to do it, man. I thank you so much, man. And anything I can ever do to promote whatever, you definitely let me know. I'm gonna put it out there, man. I really, really appreciate you coming on.
You always been a good brother, man, from the first day I met you, and it's an honor that you would even ask me to come on, because I respect you so much that if you identify what is going on, it's not like another little feather in what we're doing, and letting us know that we're still doing the right thing, and that's so important to me and the committee and the GFL family as a whole. If you watch the show, you family, I'm talking to all you guys.
Absolutely. Y'all, this is Terrance Myles, aka DJ Twos. Check him out Mondays and Thursdays, 8:15 to 10:15 Eastern, on his Terrance Myles Facebook page, or the GFL Lounge Facebook page. Now, can they, if they want to get a shirt, what they need to do?
Just reach out to me. We still have shirts. I'm trying to think, that might have been year number 2 shirts. We get a different shirt every year. I'm wearing the one from 2021 right now.
I'm slipping. I got to get some up. I'm slipping.
Because the first year was just GFL. So,
all right.
Yeah, we did. So that was the logo for our last year. This past.
Okay, cool. That's what's up. So yeah, check my boy out. And again, appreciate you, brother, for coming on. May God bless you. You tell the missus I said hello. And we're gonna do them. Try to come down there again this summer.
All right, you do the same, man. Tell the family we said hello and all love. You already know.
Much love, brother. All right.
Have a good one.
You too.
All right.
Yo, y'all. I told y'all. It's about love and positivity. That's what we do here. Strong Brothers. So please just support them. And like I said, if you like music, some nice smooth grooves, and he kept talking about lyrics. You Thursday night, just listen, because then you will see what type of music he be talking about. It's a nice smooth vibe. I know I feel sorry for some people who can't feel it, but you can like all different genres and types of music. I like he just play some that I like. I like all types of music, but I think he had what I call cleaning and cooking music and being in love music. All that is a real good vibe. But yeah, but check me out, y'all. So remember Friday, I have another Friday Fable. Definitely come check me out. Go to YouTube, y'all. Subscribe, like and share Daniel F. Jones. Also, you can find me on Instagram Coach_Jones32. Also on Instagram, Decola_32. Remember to check out Love Jones Legacy. Definitely do that, y'all. Get you some nice little gear. And we're going to make this thing happen. We'll keep it going. For everyone who tune in, everyone who support me, I thank you. Like, I don't take it lightly. It's a lot of people you can listen to or whatever. So if one person listens to me and if I'm helping anybody, I feel blessed. So please, that's our show tonight. I see you when I see you. And y'all know what it is. Love somebody, help somebody, do something positive. You don't know just a simple hello, what that could do to somebody who haven't even, nobody said hi to them that day. Smile. Smile at somebody. You have no idea. Deuces.
Things going on in the world today. Every time Dick and Harry got something to say, but what they said ain't got no fabric to it. Yay takes the thoughts with dice straight through it. It's all about rumors and people feuding. If we're not uplifting, then what we doing? Yeah, they love the culture, yet they trying to wreck it. But are we ready to go hard to protect it? If we don't stand firm, then we're sure to fall. Are you ready to fight this thing and accept the call? Oh, it's all about dealerships and the mall. Now I'm ready to go for broke like Apostle Paul. I'm charged with the task to keep it real. Moving straight forward, not about to yield. Tackling every subject, yeah, you know the drill. R.I.P. Guru, I bring that mass appeal. Our ancestors stood tall, despite abuse. We got all the tools, so what's our excuse? It's time to show a face and take off the mask. It's something every yay, it's the podcast. 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 It's something every yay, it's the podcast.
Holla.